Every single rice cracker on the market contains arsenic. That is not an exaggeration. In 2025, researchers at Healthy Babies Bright Futures tested 145 rice products from grocery stores across the United States, and arsenic showed up in 100% of them. More than 1 in 4 exceeded the only safety limit the FDA has ever set for rice, which is a limit that only applies to baby cereal. For adult rice crackers, rice cakes, and rice snacks, there is no federal limit at all. 0. And it gets worse. Many of the most popular brands are also loading their crackers with MSG, hidden flavor enhancers, synthetic preservatives, and misleading health claims designed to make you think you are eating clean. You are not. In this video, we are going over the 10 rice cracker brands you need to stop buying immediately, with the specific lab data, ingredient red flags, and recall histories for each one. And then we will cover the 3 brands that are actually worth your money. Let us get into it. 10. Sesmark Mini Rice Crackers. Starting at number 10, Sesmark is a brand that a lot of health-conscious shoppers trust because of its clean-sounding name and natural positioning. And to be fair, their savory rice thins have a decent ingredient list. But the Mini Rice Crackers line is a completely different product. Flip the package over and you will find hydrolyzed soy protein, which is a processed ingredient that functions as a hidden source of free glutamate, the exact same compound that makes MSG controversial. Pair that with yeast extract, another natural glutamate source, and maltodextrin, and you have a cracker that delivers MSG-level flavor enhancement without ever printing the letters MSG on the label. It is a labeling loophole, and Sesmark is using it. These crackers are manufactured in Thailand with undisclosed rice sourcing. That means you have no idea whether the rice came from a low arsenic region or a high arsenic one. No heavy metal testing results have ever been published for any Sesmark product. At 120 to 130 milligrams of sodium per serving, the sodium is not extreme, but the hidden glutamate and total lack of transparency on arsenic are enough to earn them a spot on this list. 9. Trader Joe's Oriental Rice Crackers. Trader Joe's has built an empire on trust. Shoppers assume that if it has the Trader Joe's label, it has been vetted. But here is what most people do not realize. Trader Joe's does not make anything. They contract out to manufacturers they will not name, using rice sourced from regions they will not disclose. Their Oriental rice crackers contain modified starch from both tapioca and potato, plus glutinous rice that has been further processed. The rice cracker medley adds maltodextrin, multiple undefined natural flavors, and paprika oleoricin for coloring. In August 2023, Trader Joe's recalled their multigrain crackers with sunflower and flax seeds after possible metal contamination was discovered from a supplier. That was not a rice cracker, but it shows you what happens when a brand does not control its own supply chain. The Environmental Working Group flags arsenic contamination concerns for multiple Trader Joe's rice-based products. And when Healthy Babies Bright Futures tested Trader Joe's branded rice, they found detectable arsenic in every single sample. Trader Joe's will not tell you where their rice comes from, will not tell you who makes their crackers, and will not publish testing data. That is 3 layers of opacity when you need transparency the most. 8. Real food from the ground up. This one is a masterclass in misleading marketing. The package screams cauliflower. The branding is all about vegetables. But read the actual ingredient list and you will find rice listed twice, once as whole grain rice, the second ingredient by weight, and again as rice flour, the 5th ingredient. By the time you account for both, rice likely equals or exceeds the cauliflower content. You are not eating a cauliflower cracker. You are eating a rice cracker with a cauliflower sticker on it. On top of the hidden rice, the product contains palm oil, sugar, maltodextrin in the flavored varieties, potato starch in multiple forms, and natural flavors, which could mean almost anything. And here is a detail most people miss. These crackers are manufactured in Greece, not the United States. That means the rice sourcing is completely opaque. You have no idea whether it came from a low arsenic growing region or not. No heavy metal testing data has ever been published. The entire product is built on the gap between what the front of the package promises and what the back of the package actually says. 7. Kamita Crisps Kamita Sika is the #1 rice cracker company in Japan, headquartered in Niigata. Their Japanese market products are loaded with MSG, disodium inosonate, and disodium guanylate, 3 flavor enhancers that work together synergistically. The MSG opens your glutamate receptors, and the other 2 amplify the signal. Add in palm oil, caramel coloring, and hydrolyzed protein, which is yet another hidden glutamate source, and you have a snack that is essentially engineered to be addictive. Sodium levels in their Japanese senbei varieties reach 2,170 to 4,100 milligrams per 100 grams. To put that in perspective, the American Heart Association recommends no more than 2,300 milligrams per entire day. 100 grams of Kamita crackers could nearly double that daily limit in a single sitting. The U.S. market Kamita crisps appear reformulated with cleaner labels, but they still contain protein hydrolysate and run 250 milligrams of sodium per serving in the wasabi flavor. No arsenic testing data has ever been published for any Kamita product in any market. 6. Quaker Rice Cakes. Quaker is probably the brand most Americans picture when they think of rice cakes. The plain version has just 2 ingredients, whole grain brown rice and salt. Sounds fine, but Consumer Reports tested Quaker lightly salted rice cakes in their landmark 2012 study and found 90 to 112 parts per billion of inorganic arsenic. Total arsenic ranged from 205 to 239 parts per billion. That is right at the FDA's only action level, which again, only applies to infant cereal. For an adult snack product, there is no limit, so Quaker can sell this all day long without disclosing anything. But the real problem is Quaker's flavored varieties. The white cheddar rice crisps contain corn syrup solids, natural and artificial flavor, modified cornstarch, and yeast extract. The tomato and basil flavor includes caramel color, which produces a compound called 4-MeI during manufacturing. California requires warning labels for 4-MeI because of cancer concerns. The chocolate variety adds fructose and artificial flavor. Quaker was also hit with a separate recall in February 2021 for their sweet barbecue rice crisps over undeclared soy. And here's the kicker. Quaker does not disclose which region their rice comes from. That matters enormously. Rice grown in Arkansas, Louisiana, and Texas contains roughly twice the arsenic of California-grown rice because those states used arsenic-based pesticides on cotton fields for decades. The arsenic is still in the soil. 5. Bin Bin Rice Crackers. Bin Bin is manufactured in Thailand by Nam Chao and is popular across Asian grocery stores in the United States. Flip the original flavor package over and you will find 3 separate flavor enhancers: MSG, disodium guanylate, and disodium inosonate. That is the same triple enhancer cocktail we saw with Kamita and Want Want. Add modified tapioca starch and caramel color in the soy sauce powder, and you are looking at a cracker that is essentially refined carbohydrates seasoned with laboratory-grade flavor amplifiers. In February 2012, the FDA issued a recall for Bin Bin's Snow Rice Crackers and Standard Rice Crackers distributed nationwide because they contained undeclared egg allergens. If you have an egg allergy, you were eating a product that could send you to the hospital, and the label did not warn you. That is a quality control failure at the manufacturing level. No heavy metal testing data has ever been published for Bin Bin. You are trusting a brand that already demonstrated it cannot properly label its allergens to also be honest about arsenic levels it has never tested for. 4. Want Want Senbei. Want Want is the world's largest rice cracker manufacturer, headquartered in Shanghai, manufactured in Taiwan and China, and sold in virtually every Asian grocery store and many mainstream supermarkets. Their Senbei Classic contains monosodium glutamate, palm oil preserved with TBHQ, which stands for tertiary butyl hydroquinone and is a synthetic antioxidant, plus sugar, cornstarch, and glucose. The golden rice cracker bites add disodium inosonate and disodium guanylate on top of the MSG, amplifying the flavor enhancement even further. But here is what really stands out. The Shelly Senbei variety contains beef gelatin and 21 grams of sugar per 100 grams. 21 grams. For context, that is more sugar than some chocolate cookies. This is a product that most consumers consider a savory cracker, not a dessert. Sodium ranges from 163 to 320 milligrams per serving, depending on the variety. No arsenic testing data has been published for any Want product, and given that they source rice from mainland China and Taiwan, where soil contamination from industrial pollution and mining operations is well documented, that absence of data is not reassuring. 3. Hot Kid Baby Mum Mum. This is where the list starts getting genuinely disturbing. Baby Mum Mum is a rice rusk manufactured in China by the Want Group and marketed directly to teething infants. Babies, the most vulnerable population on Earth when it comes to heavy metal exposure, and this product is essentially a compressed rice cracker designed to be chewed on by a 6-month-old. Both Consumer Reports in 2018 and Healthy Babies, Bright Futures in 2022 flagged Baby Mum Mum for heavy metal content. HBBF's report ranked rice cakes and rice rusks as the single most contaminated food category consumed by babies. Consumer Reports set the safe consumption limit at fewer than 2 servings per day, but federal survey data shows 5% of children consume 3.5 or more servings daily. Want's official response is that they meet all FDA guidelines, but they decline to publish the actual parts per billion numbers. If the numbers were good, they would publish them. The vegetable variety markets itself with images of kale and carrots, but the actual vegetable content is 0.4% kale and 0.3% carrot. That is not a vegetable product. That is a rice product with a green label. Sweden's National Food Agency went so far as to recommend in 2015 that children under 6 should not eat rice cakes at all because of arsenic. Think about that. And IARI, entire country's food safety authority, said keep rice cakes away from young children, and this brand is specifically targeting infants. 2. Mary's Gone crackers. This might be the most shocking entry on the entire list. Mary's Gone crackers is the darling of the health food world, certified organic, non-GMO, project verified, recommended by registered dietitians on Food Network and Good Housekeeping, sold at Whole Foods for $5 to $7 a box. If you shop at natural grocery stores, you have almost certainly seen this brand and assumed it was one of the safest options available. In October 2024, an independent laboratory analysis conducted by Lead Safe Mama found that Mary's Gone crackers contained unsafe levels of lead, arsenic, and cadmium, not one heavy metal. 3. The levels exceeded the proposed action levels in the Baby Food Safety Act of 2021. The product already carries a California Proposition 65 warning label for cancer-causing substances, which is consistent with these findings. And the reason is right there in the ingredient list. Brown rice is the first ingredient. Brown rice contains 80% more inorganic arsenic than white rice because arsenic concentrates in the bran layer. The organic certification does not help. Organic means no synthetic pesticides were sprayed on the crop. It says nothing about the arsenic that has been sitting in the soil for decades. Despite all of this, despite the Proposition 65 warning and the independent lab results, Mary's Gone crackers still does not publish any arsenic testing data. The Environmental Working Group flags arsenic contamination from brown rice as a concern for their products. This is what happens when consumers trust labels instead of data. 1. Susie's Whole Grain Thin Cakes, and at number 1, the worst rice cracker brand we found. Susie's Whole Grain Thin Cakes hold the record for the highest arsenic level Consumer Reports has ever measured in a rice cake product. Their 2012 laboratory testing found up to 280 parts per billion of inorganic arsenic. Total arsenic ranged from 244 to 397 parts per billion. To put this in perspective, the FDA's only action level for arsenic in rice is 100 parts per billion, and that is just for infant cereal. Susie's came in at nearly triple that number. And here is the part that should make every consumer rethink how they shop. Susie's is marketed as organic, whole grain, and fat-free. It carries both the USDA organic seal and non-GMO Project Verified certification. It looks like one of the healthiest products on the shelf. But those certifications tell you nothing about arsenic. Organic certification means no synthetic pesticides were applied during farming. It does not mean the soil is clean. The arsenic in rice does not come from pesticides sprayed this year. It comes from decades of agricultural contamination, from arsenic-based pesticides that were used on cotton fields generations ago. The rice absorbs it through its roots. No amount of organic farming practice changes that. A single serving of Susie's rice cakes delivers almost 1.5 times the inorganic arsenic of an entire day's worth of drinking water, based on the EPA's 10 parts per billion limit for tap water. You would not drink water with that level of arsenic, but millions of people eat rice cakes with far more every single day because the label says organic and the FDA has not set a limit. Before we get to the 3 brands that are actually safe, you need to understand why this problem exists at all. Rice absorbs 10 times more arsenic than any other grain crop. The plant's root system has a silicon transporter pathway that happens to pull arsenic right out of the soil along with it. Combine that with flooded paddy fields, which mobilize arsenic from soil into water, and you get a crop that is uniquely contaminated compared to wheat, oats, barley, or any other grain. The International Agency for Research on Cancer classifies inorganic arsenic, which is the form found in rice, as a Group 1 carcinogen, same category as asbestos and tobacco smoke. The FDA's own estimates say rice-based arsenic exposure causes 4 additional cases of lung and bladder cancer per 100,000 people over a lifetime. For children, the research is even more alarming. A 2025 systematic review found consistent links between arsenic exposure and lower IQ scores, impaired memory, and slower cognitive processing. Healthy Babies, Bright Futures estimates that arsenic in rice-based foods accounts for a significant portion of the 11 million IQ points. American children lose from dietary heavy metals in their first 2 years of life. The United States has 0 federal limits on arsenic in any rice product consumed by adults. The only limit is 100 parts per billion for infant rice cereal. And it took the FDA over 4 years just to finalize that one. The European Union moved faster. In 2023, they set limits of 150 parts per billion for white rice, 250 for brown rice, and 300 for rice crackers. The United States has not followed. In June 2021, Beech-Nut recalled its infant rice cereal for exceeding the 100 parts per billion limit and then exited the infant rice cereal market entirely, stating the company could not consistently source rice flour below the guidance level. If a major manufacturer cannot reliably find rice clean enough for baby cereal, what does that tell you about the rice going into the crackers you eat every day? 3. Simple Mills Organic Seed Flour. Crackers coming in at number 3, and this might surprise you, the safest rice cracker is not a rice cracker at all. Simple Mills seed flour crackers contain 0 rice in any form. They are made from organic sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds, flax seeds, cassava flour, tapioca starch, sunflower oil, and sea salt. That is it. By eliminating rice entirely, you eliminate the arsenic problem entirely. Healthy Babies. Bright Futures found that alternative grains and seeds contain 28 times less arsenic than rice. Not 28% less, 28 times less. Simple Mills carries USDA organic, non-GMO, gluten-free, paleo-friendly, vegan, corn-free, and grain-free certifications. The crackers deliver higher protein and fiber than any rice-based product at a similar price point of $4 to $6 per box. They average 4.3 to 4.6 stars across thousands of Amazon reviews. Registered dietitians consistently recommend seed-based crackers over rice-based ones for exactly this reason. If you want to keep snacking on crackers without worrying about arsenic at all, this is your safest option. 2. Lakey Rice Crackers. At number 2, Lakey achieves something almost no rice cracker brand manages: a 3-ingredient formula with genuinely low arsenic risk. The ingredients are whole grain black or red rice, sustainably sourced palm fruit oil, and sea salt. That is the entire list. No MSG, no flavor enhancers, no modified starches, No hidden glutamate sources, no maltodextrin, no natural flavors. 3 ingredients. The key is the sourcing. Likey's rice comes from Thailand, which is consistently one of the lowest arsenic rice-growing regions in the world. Consumer reports and HBBF data show Thai rice averaging 65 to 85 parts per billion total arsenic, roughly half the level of rice grown in the southeastern United States. Likey's pigmented rice varieties, the black and red versions, also deliver higher levels of anthocyanin antioxidants than white. Rice certifications include non-GMO verified, certified vegan, kosher, gluten-free, and FODMAP friendly. At approximately 130 calories and 100 to 130 milligrams of sodium per serving with 0 sugar, 0 refined starch, and 0 preservatives. These are nutritionally superior to almost everything else on the shelf. The one caveat, Likey does not publish brand-specific arsenic testing, but their Thai sourcing puts them in a favorable category by default. 1. Lundberg Family Farms. Taking the #1 spot as the best rice cracker brand you can buy, Lundberg Family Farms is the only major U.S. rice brand that voluntarily publishes multi-year arsenic testing data. They have been testing annually since 2013 through AGQ Labs, an ISO-accredited laboratory, and they publish the results. Their 11-year testing average shows inorganic arsenic at 90 parts per billion for brown rice and approximately 110 parts per billion for rice cakes. Both of those numbers are below the FDA's 100 parts per billion infant cereal action level and well below the EU's 300 parts per billion limit for rice cakes. Cadmium averages under 13 parts per billion. Lead ranges from non-detect to 0.05 parts per million. Lundberg grows their rice in California's Sacramento Valley, irrigated by Sierra Nevada snowmelt, in a region with no history of arsenic-based pesticide use. That geography matters. California rice consistently tests at half the arsenic levels of rice from Arkansas, Louisiana, and Texas. Certifications include USDA Organic, Non-GMO, Project Verified, Certified Gluten-Free, and Regenerative Organic Certified on their newer products. The key recommendation here: choose their white rice varieties. Lundberg Thin Stackers and white rice cakes will give you the lowest possible arsenic exposure because white rice contains 80% less arsenic than brown rice. At $4 to $6 per package, Lundberg costs more than Quaker, but Quaker will not tell you what is in their rice. Lundberg publishes 11 years of laboratory data proving exactly what is in theirs. In a market where the FDA has set no safety standards for adult rice products, transparency is the only protection you have, and Lundberg is the only major brand providing it. There you have it, 10 rice cracker brands loaded with arsenic, hidden MSG, synthetic preservatives, and misleading health claims, plus 3 that actually earn your trust. Before your next trip to the grocery store, remember this: organic does not mean arsenic-free. Brown rice carries 80% more arsenic than white rice, and California or Thai-sourced rice tests at roughly half the arsenic of rice grown in the southeastern United States. If the brand will not tell you where their rice comes from or publish their testing data, that tells you everything you need to know. If this video changed how you think about rice crackers, hit that like button and drop a comment telling me which snack food you want investigated next. Share this with anyone who grabs rice cakes thinking they are eating healthy. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a video exposing what is really in your food. Thanks for watching. Stay informed.